What's going on, guys? I'm Bergs, that's Longy, and this is NRL Last Minute Madness, round 25. What's going on, guys? Bergs and Longy here from The Casual Athlete, back again for another week of tips and predictions via the TBC Live app that you can download in the description below. And we have Last Minute Madness, round 25. We're getting to the pointy end of the season, Longy. A lot of stuff has happened this year. A lot of unexpected twists, turns, and we don't know what's going to happen next. And I actually have a few upsets up on the cards this week.
Yeah, there's a couple going on. A lot of teams fighting to avoid that wooden spoon. That's the fight I'm focused on right now. But
your team and my team are well and truly in that fight, aren't they?
We're just above it. But look, top 8 looks pretty solid right now. The Roosters are in a good position. We've got Parramatta this week. If Parramatta can upset them, it keeps things open. But Dolphins losing Herbie just too far. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, definitely. Well, I suppose that brings us to our first game where we have a bit of a snooze fest on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And as per my prediction there, guys, as you can already see, I'll probably be asleep by halftime in this game. I don't know how I'm going to record that for you guys and confirm it, but maybe you can send me a message as soon as halftime starts. If I don't reply to it, then we'll pay you off as a winner for that one.
Yeah. Look, I wasn't planning to watch New South Wales Cup this week, but apparently I'm forced to on Thursday. So we got the Souths v the Dragons. I'm going for the underdog here. It's just such a mess of a game. Dragons are missing a lot of guys. Souths get Koloamatangi back. Dragons are missing a lot of their middle forward rotation. South Sydney, 2.4 points. 40% of people are on them. 60% are on the Dragons. I've got Jamie Humphries to bounce back in a big way. He's been a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
Big bounce back, 60+ in fantasy. I'm hoping more than predicting this one, but I'd love to see it.
Yeah, great start. Poor middle of the season, and hopefully, it finishes the season off well. I'm actually on the Rabbitohs. I just feel like the Dragons, the injury toll is really taking.
Am I right though in thinking if the Dragons were the upset, we'd be on the Dragons?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, South's been on a little bit of a roll recently, and I think it's coincided.
Parra were bad last week.
Yeah, Parra were bad, but I thought Jai Gray was immense as well. Like, he was everywhere, that guy. Prime Billy Slater, he was looking like on the weekend.
Better.
Maybe anyway, Parramatta were making him look that way.
Next game, Panthers v Raiders. This is a cracker here.
Yeah.
And I just can't
get excited. Here we go again.
I can't get excited for it because I just don't want to see the Panthers back in there. And every team up the top is just falling apart. Warriors, injury toll. Raiders, been a bit dodgy, bit on the fence lately. The Broncos are heating up, but they lose both their halves. Dolphins, that situation they've got with Herbie Farnworth. Like, it's just perfectly laying out for the Panthers.
Yeah.
If someone hasn't sold their soul to the devil, then I have a head full of hair. Now, I'm going the Raiders tip here. 40% are on the Raiders, 60% on the Panthers. So I get a bit of an upset there. I'm going Joey Tarpanay, who has been not that great lately, to have a big bounce back, 60+ fantasy points. Again, hoping rather than predicting here for my fantasy side.
Yeah, mate, unfortunately, I can't go with you on that one again. I'm going to get on the Panthers this week purely because I think after their big win session...
Bandwagon alert.
No, they're big. No, it's not a big bandwagon thing. It's after their big win session last week. I've actually got the Raiders to finish on the wrong side of the penalty count here. Have a higher penalty count, /6 again count, just due to the fact that the Panthers feel like they were robbed.
Did you see that clip of a couple of years ago? Nathan Cleary running the exact same play as Harry Grant?
Yeah. I mean, it's the pot calling the kettle black at this point. I just think that the Panthers will get rewarded this week by a nice whistle and some rub of the green as well. Unfortunately, it won't be green on the weekend. I know the Raiders have had a great year, but just this game will be a bit of a weird one. But I think they'll stay in top spot, and we'll talk about that in the next game that we have, which is the Storm taking on the Bulldogs. Now, I'm actually getting on the Bulldogs here. Bold, I know. And I think this Storm side... They've been dodgy. They still don't have Jerome Hughes. Pappenhausen slated to come back this week, probably in. We can probably say that.
HIA. Why wouldn't you be back?
Delayed concussion symptoms. He's had issues with concussion as well during his career.
Delay the rest till the off season, mate. Get back in.
You just want him in for fantasy as well.
Munster back to half. Yeah.
And Munster doesn't score that well at fullback, but I think for me in this one, I just don't like the way the Storm match up with the Dogs. The Dogs last year kind of exposed the Storm a bit. Probably should have beaten them down in Melbourne as well. This game also down in Melbourne. I think that I expect the Dogs to do something very similar to what they did last year, was strangle them on the defensive end. And then actually the Storm were exposed on the edges very early. So what the Dogs were doing was spreading the ball early, giving good early shift to their centers. And they have explosive edges where they can rip these guys apart. I actually don't think the Storm's edges are their strong suit, especially at this point in time. Grant Anderson, don't love him.
Yep.
I don't love Xavier
Well,
Coates
Joe Chan
defensively.
playing edge back row this week
Yeah,
as well. It's a new combination to deal with.
exactly. So I think the Dogs can get the upper hand here, and hopefully they get a win, as per my prediction as well.
Yeah,
so.
if it stays as is, it's Joe Chan next to Jonah Pezzett as
Mm.
well. I don't think it's going to stay that way, but
No.
if it is, that's what it's going to be.
But my big prediction is 25 live cuts to Craig Bellamy in the box. So
it's a good prediction. I did have a chuckle at that before. Hopefully we get that. The Misso loves Storm games for that reason.
Okay, show how angry he is.
Who's the angry bloke? It's like she's ranked 125,000 in fantasy, so that tells you how much
Look,
she knows.
At least she's on fantasy. Not a many girlfriends are. Maybe this is a message to girlfriends to get on the.
Pick up your game. The 1% of viewers who are girls, pick up your game, get into fantasy. I guess to be fair, the 1% who are watching this are probably playing fantasy.
A lot of our viewership. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of ladies on the show, but I've got the Dogs as well.
Yep.
The Dogs, it's a big upset. So 3 points for the Dogs versus 1.4 for the Storm. I've gone Harry Grant to have a quiet one. Sub 60 points in this one for fantasy. I just think people are getting too excited about last week. Try in extra time there, and they're all buying him for fantasy. I think it's going to be a bit disappointing for them. So I'm expecting sort of low 50s there. Solid enough, but nothing special. Now, ripping into Saturday, we've got 3 games here. Seagulls, Dolphins. That's a real battle of that one.
Yeah.
Titans v Warriors. I used that line already. And then Eels v Roosters. So
snoozy Saturday.
Yeah, sort of towards, they'll be fun games. Like that Titans-Warriors game I'm keen for. But for the Seagulls and the Dolphins, Manly are massive outsiders here. So 30% are on Manly at Brookvale. 70% are on the Dolphins here. I've got to go Manly. I've got to go Manly in this one. And I'm going to make another ridiculous prediction. Rediction, as I call them. As of now, Trey Evans, 75 plus fantasy points. On the back of all the chat that he's going to retire and the terrible performance last week. If he is going to retire, the farewell tour starts and he lights it up.
Look, there's a lot of talk about him at the moment, isn't there? And then sometimes when there is a lot of talk about someone, you expect him to have this big bounce back thing.
Yep.
But that happened at Origin too. Like he was taken out of the Origin team. There's a lot of talk about him. He'll have a big bounce back game, and it's just kind of petered out a little bit more. I don't expect it anymore. I'm at the point where I think
you're giving up.
I think DCE is washed. Like honestly, his defensive choices are so bad lately as well. His also effort on those defensive plays is terrible. Like, did you watch Taruva score on the weekend? Like, I mean,
he should have hit him.
Kind of strolled past him, and you know, I don't rate Taruva as well. So I mean, I've got to go the Dolphins in this game, and I actually think they win big by 22 plus.
Wow,
that's actually what I've got here. Even though it's at Brookvale and it's DCE's 350th game.
That is fun that we've gone so different on that, because I think Manly get it done pretty well. Both have very fragile forward packs. They're both, 3 or 4 forwards away from their full strength side.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So it's an interesting one to see. I'm going Manly though. Even though no Ruben Garrick, it's a bit of a downside, but Tommy Talau is one of the best centers in reserve grade, so he's going to step up. That's my boy. Then Titans v Warriors up next, and Titans again outsider, 30% to 70%. Most people are on the Warriors here. No Jackson Ford in this one. No Mitch Barnett.
It's a big thing for Jackson Ford to be
Metcalf. Well, I think Ford and Barnett.
I'll give you Barnett and Metcalf. Yeah,
Halasima's on the bench. That worries me too. Like I just think
Rocco Berry's back though.
Anyway, so I've got the Titans in this one. I think Big Tino comes back. Look, no Jolliffe is down, but I think in the Gold Coast, they're in a bit of form, like not consistent. It didn't go well last week, but they're in a bit of semi form. Like they've had a few good games here and there. I don't know. I'm just going to back him in.
Are we both crazy? We're both going the Titans this week. Well, as we know, I'm a Warriors hater, so I've got to go against the Warriors. No, I've got the Titans because I think they get a little bit of a win here, and unfortunately, it's going to work in Penrith's favor as well in terms of getting back into the top 4. The only thing that's been working against them is the Warriors' draw lately. It's been terrible, and the Warriors are not doing that well in terms of capitalizing on it either. So I think a lot of Warriors games can go 50-50 like they have most of the year. I think the Warriors have just won a lot of 50-50 games, and that's why they've ended up in the top 4. Their for and against is terrible.
Man. It's Metcalf.
No, but their for and against is really bad.
Tanner Boyd is such a downgrade.
It's terrible, yeah.
Like in terms of style of play, right? He's a solid player, but he doesn't do what Metcalf does.
No, he doesn't.
And they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. And I've got Tino to run for 150 meters as well, which probably feeds into your prediction.
Yeah, I'll go Aaron Clark over 60 fantasy points. I think he steps up in this one, but against his old club, they're missing every forward on the planet as well. And whenever Aaron Clark looks like he's going to lose some minutes, there are fresh injuries and he bounces back up. As a non-owner, I'm not salty at all. Then we got the Eels v the Roosters here. I'm going down to this game, so that should be a fun one.
Nice.
Parramatta big outsiders, 20% compared to 80%.
As they should be. Yep.
Well, obviously one dodgy game against South Sydney, but Parra played to their opposition, right? So we saw them go head-to-head with the Storm, very close one. They beat the Broncos recently as well. The Chooks are sort of a similar team to the Broncos.
They down to the Cowboys too.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
bit.
Pretty dodgy, right? So I think Parra will fire up. They're playing at home. They'll be in this game.
Daniel Tupou's out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's been on
Tupou,
fire
well,
lately.
Junior Tupou was terrible to start the year as well. Only a couple of games, but he didn't look good. So, I mean, I still think the Roosters are probably like rightful favourites.
Oh, absolutely.
4.6 points.
You'd argue there's an argument to be made there that the Roosters are actually the hottest team in the comp right now. They're in the best form, I would say.
Yep.
They're scoring the most points. They look really good, especially with a dominant performance over a team like the Dogs last week. Teddy, I think this year we probably have to lock him in as Dally M. He's been carrying this team all year.
Seeing a lot of people posting Cleary.
No,
boring.
Cleary didn't play enough games. Plus, Teddy didn't get the honours of playing Origin like he should have. So I want to see him on in a different way.
Yeah.
I think he's an absolute stalwart and been killing it for a number of years.
He was in your Supercoach draft side and he nearly carried you to a win.
Look, I'm not saying that I should have won the comp back to back this year,
on Teddy both times.
But maybe you can blame you for my interest in the NRL lacking this week because now I'm out of the Supercoach comp.
Mate, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wiped you out, destroyed you. What was it, 968 to 650?
Yeah, I went for the Hail Mary play on the Sunday. Just didn't work out. I needed Braden Best to score like a hat trick.
Yeah, well, he's not Moeni Hiroti, right? And that's.
Anyway, I've got the Roosters to win this game pretty handedly. I'm actually going to go Sam Walker to grab a double. Yes, that's to score 2 tries because I feel like Parra can give up a couple of soft tries. Yeah.
I'm with you on the soft tries. I've got Connor Watson going 40+ in fantasy. He's been shocking lately. I think he bounces back.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that.
Well, we've conceded some very soft hooker tries, and I think he might fall over for one.
How do you feel about that Yoelu?
Iolu, he's been starting over him. It's not great, but it's working for the Roosters. That's the issue. I can't really critique it. It annoys me for fantasy, but they're winning games, right? So when you look at it, you go, in footy terms, why would they change it?
Yeah, if you ain't broke, don't fix it. And we move on to the Sunday games where we've got the Knights taking on the Broncos. Now, again, my prediction for this one, a little silly, as I've got Reece Walsh combing his hair while scoring a try. At some point, he'll pull out a comb while running and comb his hair while scoring a try, as the Broncos probably win by 80, 90 points. What are we thinking?
Yeah, it's a good shout. I'm recommending a lot of people buy Ben Hunt, Reece Walsh this week. I think it's going to be a feast on the edges. And we saw Drinkwater go 100+ last week. I think it was Drinkwater's best ever fantasy game against a feeble, pathetic Newcastle Knights. Yeah. And again, just reminding everyone, I'm a Knights hater because they signed Dylan Brown and they're in the spoon race with us.
And I'm also a Knights hater. So, I mean, hey, I've been saying the Knights are terrible for 3 years.
We're not going to have too many Knights fans. I mean, look, a few of the boys are Knights fans and they take the ribbing in stride.
Look, hey, you know what is looking good? My prediction for the spoon. Knights are 16th right now.
Yeah.
The Titans get a win this week.
They've got good matchups coming up because they got the Dolphins as well. They can win. That's a derby. And then the Titans have the Tigers in round 27, which is winnable as well. But for this one, I got the Broncos. It's a very small tip. 80% are on the Broncos. So everyone's on the Broncos. I've gone Payne Haas under 70 fantasy points. And my rationale here is I think Newcastle's edge defense is so pathetic that they'll just concede the easiest tries in the world. We're going to see Mariner score a hat trick. Tony Staggs will have a big game.
Yeah.
Once they get up by about 30, that's usually when he sort of fires
up. I feel bad for Jermaine McEwen. Jermaine McEwen. Bradman Best got torn up a bit last week.
He's going to get eaten up.
Yeah.
But for Payne Haas, it's just going to be the edge. So, I'm talking about smack. But, really, the edges for the Broncos are so good, right? They're very explosive. Reece Walsh is out there. And I think Payne Haas is going to be left in the middle without much work to do. And they're going to be up, and he'll get a rest as well.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's like, do they get up to a certain point where they're up by so much they don't need Payne Haas on the field? Yeah. I think that could be definitely the case.
Yeah. And the middle for the Knights too, it's not that, on paper, if you're running at Leo Thompson, Jacob Safidi, and Tyson Frizzell at the start, right? I'm just saying
It's not the worst.
there are more fragile parts of that Knights team
There is, yeah.
than that middle.
And
I think
Phoenix Crossland back in the middle as well. And
that middle should hold its own to an extent, right? So I think Haas will end up just doing a bit of boring work unless he has that big attacking play running on the edges.
Yeah.
Other than that, to be honest, he might actually do that because Jaden Hunt's out on the edge.
Yeah.
So they might move him out to the edge, like not to play on the edge, but attack on the edge a little bit.
I think I read somewhere as well that the Knights are the worst scoring team of the NRL era. Am I wrong?
They're the first team to have as many scoreless halves.
That's right.
First
Yeah,
halves as they had.
first halves.
And they're still through. Yeah, I
in the
posted that on the
NRL
story
era
today, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 scoreless first halves and still 3 weeks left. So they could extend on
That's
the record.
half a season of not scoring the first 40 minutes of a game.
Not fun being a Knights fan right now.
No.
But yet they're only like a win behind Parramatta. So I can't talk that much smack.
No, you can't.
Ripping into final game, Tigers v Cowboys. Your boys up against the men who destroyed them last time at Leichhardt. I just want to remind everyone, 66-6.
I think it was 66-18.
Oh, okay.
But Val Holmes got an absolute bath from Stafford Toa. That's what's...
I forgot about the consolation tries. You guys love a consolation try.
Yeah.
But,
probably Drinkwater scored one.
66 points. Anyway, at the time I shared an execute order 66 Emperor Palpatine meme, and it went pretty well. So I'm going to be doing that again this week when they destroy you again.
Right, yeah.
I've got the Tigers in a win here. Look, it's a slight favorite, not massive. I've got Adam Dewey over 69 fantasy points. I think it's going to be a nice day out for him.
Interesting. Well, I think everyone forgets that season that 5 weeks later, they came to our house and we beat them 74-0. The highest
I do remember
highest score in NRL
the turnaround
history.
of that, though, is like that will never be beaten.
It's amazing how we live in a comp now where one team can beat another team by 66 1 week and then get beaten 74-0 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
It just amazed me how that happened.
Injuries either. Like, it wasn't like there was any problems. They just didn't turn up.
Yeah, they let Jordan McLean score. Like that's how bad the Tigers were that day. And John Bateman was part of both games, and now he's a part of the Cowboys as well. I've actually got the Cowboys to win 75-0 to break their previous record down at Leichhardt in front of the Lilyfield crowd down there. I will also be part of the crowd. Hoping for a big Cowboys victory because the last time I was down there at Leichhardt, I copped an absolute hosing from Tigers fans on my way back home. Wasn't
I mean, they're
great.
very drunk and they're not very friendly. So they have a bit of fun though.
In a Westies,
good spot.
Yeah,
Leichhardt games
I used to be part of them.
Man.
Used to be one of them.
Yeah,
but,
I was down there for the Titans game earlier this year when Dewey kicked the field goal to win. So
against the Titans.
Mate, look, Adam Dewey's doing Adam Dewey things.
I think I made all the excuses under the sun as to why that wasn't a good win.
It was a great win. It was an epic win. But they're going to get another one in this one too. So, look, fair shout. You got Cowboys to win 75-0. At least you're optimistic. That's nice.
Yeah, we're fresh off a big win where we made the most errors in the comp this year and still managed to get a 34-point win.
You're going to call that a big win?
Yeah, so we made the most errors anyone has made in a game this year and still won by 34 last week. That is the metric of champion teams.
That's
right there.
The metric of Newcastle being pretty special.
Horrible.
Like they're
horrible.
Yeah, look, they're missing some troops, right? But
who are they missing? Who are they missing?
Dylan Lucas.
Oh yeah,
he's good.
Yeah.
Fletcher Sharp. I know who you're.
There's another guy. There's another guy that they have.
Kalen Ponga.
Yeah. No, that's not it.
Jack Cocker. He's in there. No Tyson Gamble.
We already went through the Knights game, unfortunately. So I'm on my Cowboys to get the victory. Obviously, you'll go against me and go the Tigers.
Tigers for sure. Tigers get it done.
Yeah. You're not going to come down to this game as well?
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tigers 40+. So.
All right, guys.
40 specifically.
Well, those are our tips and predictions for round 25. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Please make sure that you download the TBC Live app. The link is in the description below. I'm Bergs. That's Longy. And we'll catch you next week.